Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's Monday, and it's time for our Monday night live stream. I ain't got nothing to talk about, though, because I just updated y'all last night. That's okay. I'll think of stuff to talk about. I am sure. But thank you all for being here. Thank you, Chris, for being here. We appreciate you so much. You're so sweet. We talk about you behind your back, Chris, and it's all about how much we all really like you and think you're very kind, and we appreciate you being here. Hello, Cheryl, my lovely moderator. We appreciate you being here as always, Cheryl. Um, Chris says he's been watching a lot of YouTube. What you watching on YouTube, Chris? Anything good? Any favorites? Oh, Mary's at work listening. Great, great, great. Lori's here. Hey, Lori. Jess is here. Hey, Jess. Yay, you made it. Love the shirt. Yeah, I love this shirt too. I got this shirt from Walmart a long time ago, but I love it because it says I do what I want and it has a cat dumping coffee and I don't like cats or coffee. So I bought a shirt with cats and coffee because I do what I want. uh oh, she had a bit of a situation. She'll share in her next chat. Are you still planning on doing your chat tomorrow, Cheryl? I think that's when it was supposed to be. Let us know and I'll talk about it a little bit more. Up to Sherry is here telling everybody hello. Let's see. Okay, everybody's saying hello to everybody. I appreciate it. Y'all are the best. Yes, tomorrow is still a go. Okay, so tomorrow, I don't know what time though, Cheryl. Now I've forgotten. Is it 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Central? 6 p.m. Central? If you're free tomorrow night at time to be determined, Cheryl is resuming her passions and hobbies live stream with our friend Will from the Grind with Will. He's so kind. He's such a great guy. I love Will to death. Okay, 6 p.m. That's what I thought. I'm 5 p.m. When I said 5 p.m., I'm like, no, that's my time. 6 p.m. Central. So if you are free tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, Will's been waiting a year to do this. Just teasing. It was a live stream that Cheryl was doing and then had to pause. Will was going to be a guest when it was paused. And then, of course, she got real sick with the COVID last month, so she's able to pick it up finally. But Will's great. I love Will. I really do. He's the one that got me to understand I need to live my happiest, healthiest life. And we're also caffeine addict buddies. We do also talk, but 90% of our chat is energy drink memes back and forth. Hey, Mama, thanks for being here. Yeah, he did wait a while. He's a great guy. If y'all don't know Will, definitely go check it out. He's got lots of hobbies and passions, and lots of them are really interesting. We went fishing together in Galveston. Gosh, almost 2 years ago now. I really should put that video out. I don't think I ever put the video out of Will and I going fishing, but it was a good time. But yeah, he does a lot of fun stuff. He's got a cool home gym too. I really want to go. I want to go meet Will because I want to just hang out with him again because it was so much fun hanging out with him. He's just a really cool, funny guy, real smart. He's got a lot to say. So anyway, if you're free, go check out that tomorrow at 6 p.m. because I know that will be a great chat. One, because Cheryl is an awesome host, but also because Will's a good friend of mine, and I know he's very entertaining. He's he's just so funny. He makes me laugh. He really does. Anyway, so yeah, so y'all kind of know where I was the last 2 weeks. I was really sick. I had a flare up of my skin condition in my privates area, which is just it's like if I get them anywhere else, if I get them on my stomach, if I get them on my breast, if I get them underneath my arms are a little tricky when they're there, but like I can work through that. I can still, but when you can't move your legs, when it hurts to sit, when it hurts to stand, when it hurts to lay down, when it hurts to walk, when it hurts, like everything I did just hurt all the time. Like I was in tremendous amounts of pain. I can't even begin to explain. It's kind of funny now that I'm able to look back on it, not in that pain, about just how ridiculous the amount of pain is. Like it's just crazy. Um, but it is just part of the disease, and I know that. So uh, it does make it easier to get through mentally, to know that physically there will be a end date. It will get better. It will heal. It will, we will come back around. But then, yeah, like I got real tired. Like after a walk yesterday, I took a little nap, like a 30, 45-minute nap before the live stream I did even yesterday at 2 o'clock. I don't know if I said that or not, but I did take a nap before that live stream after our walk. And we didn't even get a mile in. I tried. I really, Mary, I thought I was like, I'm going to be able to do at least a mile or two easy. Like, first of all, it wasn't easy. Second of all, it wasn't even a mile. And we had to stop like 3 or 4 times. And I kept having to go, oh, I got to slow down. She's like, I was just trying to let you go your own pace, but I thought you were going a little fast. It's just very frustrating to not even be able to do what is normally considered a simple activity of walking. So it has also, though, made me appreciate again my body and what it can do for me, and what it can do for me even when it's not in its healthiest form. So trying to keep mindful of that be thankful for where your body is today, because your body may not be in that same spot tomorrow or, a week from now. And again, consistency isn't doing the same thing every day. It's doing what you're capable of every day to make the best choices today to lead to, better choices tomorrow. So, hey, Shai's here. Thanks for dropping by, Sarah. It's good to see you. So that's pretty much where I've been. I got real sick, and then I had a flare up of my skin condition. I still did not go to the gym today. I wanted to. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to, but I'm trying to be, while I have the time to rest, I'm trying to be mindful and take it, because I have the time right now. Why am I going to, waste that time? If I have time for rest, I will rest. If I have time to do things, I will do things if I have things to do and if the weather permits. But, so it's just kind of given me a reminder of how good my body can feel, and that I want to feel that good again, because I haven't felt good for the last several weeks, but especially for the last 2 have just really put back into perspective. Like this morning, it was a small thing, but even though the only workout that I actually missed was a week ago Monday. I missed that. Well, when I missed the live stream last Monday, I missed the live stream. And I also did not do workout that day because I couldn't. I couldn't. And I know when I can't, and I know when I can and don't want to, right? And then I will be honest, on Cheryl's birthday, I wasn't sure if I could, but I wanted to. So I did what I could, and then I felt really good about it. And so then I continued to do that for the rest of the week. Because moving my body did make me feel better. And stretching. Oh, man, stretching feels so... I wish stretching felt as good when I was healthy as it does when I'm sick. Because, boy, it feels good when I'm sick. It feels so good to stretch and get... But I don't know what it is. When I'm not sick, it feels like work. It feels hard. It hurts. Like it's uncomfortable. I don't like stretching very much. That's the truth. I do it because I know it's good for me and I know it's good for my recovery, but I'm not the best at it. Cheryl says, we're very happy you're healing. Keep inspiring us. Well, I appreciate that. And yes, I am healing, and it does feel very good. I have not had a nap today. Today's one of the first days I have not taken a nap in, I don't know, there might have been 1 or 2 days there because I was just in so much pain. I wasn't actually sleeping, but I was laying down a lot. Like, I honestly, if you look at my Fitbit tracker, I don't know that I even got like over 2,000 to 3,000 steps most days. And that was with the steps that I was doing in the morning workout, because a lot of the times I just ended up kind of marching in place when I couldn't do things. Where am I at today? Let's see. We're at 7,500 today, which is about my average. So Yeah. That alone sort of tells me, okay, I'm back. I was telling the Fit Squad this morning on the Fitbit. I don't know if y'all use this. I wear my Fitbit when I sleep, so it tracks all my sleep metrics. But with that, you get a readiness score, and then you get a cardio load goal. And so my readiness score had been like low, low, low. Even though I wasn't doing anything, my readiness score was still low because it is one thing about the Fitbit. I mean, I do have to say, I started looking at it and all of my metrics when I got sick and then when I flared out, you could see all of my metrics decline. Like it was a real thing that was happening. Like my body temperature went up when I was sick and I was running a low grade fever for a couple of days. My heart rate variability went down, which is something that happens when you're sick or overly stressed. It was like all these metrics that say you might be stressed or you might be sick or you might be overworked. All of them started tripping, like not tripping, but like flagging, right? Like, hey, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. Today, I think is the first time I've ever had a 100% readiness score. I don't think I've ever been that high. But it didn't give me any cardio load today. It was like, you're ready, girl, you are ready to go. But we're not going to tell you what to do today because even we're not sure. Don't leave the first day, don't go crazy. And that's part of why I didn't go to the gym because although I want to be mindful of my body. And we know that I like to push, but I just got over a big sickness and a huge flare out. So now I just have to and I've been kind of tired. I didn't take a nap today, like I said, but I intentionally didn't take a nap today because I want to force myself to at least be awake and moving and doing things. I studied a little bit today. I hadn't studied in over a week. So that was nice to be able to get back into studying today and feel more like I'm in sort of a normal routine. I walked the dogs this morning. It wasn't a super long walk, but I did walk them, which they for several days did not get a walk at all in the morning, in the evening, and they didn't get any walks. They just got let out front in the yard, and I would sit, or stand or whatever I could find in a comfortable position. So, okay. You probably won't hear me say this, Cassandra, until you watch it on the replay, but enjoy the basketball game. Thanks for stopping by. Jess said she had the flu and yours went crazy. Yeah, isn't it weird? Like, I always am kind of like, these metrics are just so silly. They're just whatever metrics, but it was like, hey, you're sick. Hey, something's wrong. Hey, look out for yourself. Hey, watch out. Hey. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. It really does know. So, but yeah, it was very interesting to me that it definitely showed that even on my metrics that I was not feeling well, and I was not. So that's another reason why I like the tracking apps. I even started, I didn't say this, but I started at the first of the year, just as an FYI for those of you here on the live stream, I started actually using the metrics on my scale as well. So I have a smart scale. I just never use the metrics. But I'm starting to be, mainly because of my friend Tia over at, what is it? Heal Thy Spirit. But it's like healthy. But she says heal thy, which is healthy. So healthy spirit or heal thy spirit. That's her podcast. Anyway, she talks about how she does her scale and her DEXA scans. And even though they may not match exactly, they track the trend the same, right? So if in her DEXA scan, her body fat has gone down, her body fat on her scale will go down. If her muscle has gone up on her scale, her muscle will go up. So it may not be the same, but they're pretty close, and it does track over time progression. And that's what I'm about, right? Consistency plus time is progress. So I started using that. I did not weigh in last Friday, a couple of days ago. I feel like I'm up 20 pounds. I don't think I'm actually up that many, but I wasn't eating well. I had a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, just because I was not eating. I didn't want to eat. So those were things that I would eat. So I was not eating well. Inflammation from the flare up from being sick, just inflammation in my whole body made it hard to move. I couldn't even bend down and touch my toes. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm feeling better. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep this trend going through the month of February. I have now got to start looking for jobs in a little bit lower of a wage bracket, because it's once you hit like certain metrics of times in unemployment, you have to lower your expectations, which is fair, and has been my plan all the time. I didn't ever want to at first apply for a lower expectation while I had the security of the unemployment, because you never know. Maybe I can get something, right. Um, so we'll see. So I haven't applied to anything yet this week, but I did spend about an hour looking. I only apply to 3 jobs a week because that's the minimum. But I probably look at 50 to 100 jobs a week. But now I'm starting to apply to some of the ones that I have been bypassed in the last 12 weeks. I'll be like, okay, we'll probably apply to you. So I just take notes, because you have to take notes on what you actually apply for unemployment. But I take notes on what I've been looking at and what field it is and things like that, just so that I can go back and reference and see if I've already applied for it, or, because I had noticed there was one I think I applied for twice, just because the listing was a little bit different, but I think it was really the same listing. Because, like when you're on LinkedIn versus Indeed versus, all the different sites. I use a few different sites to look for jobs. The TWC itself. But I think maybe I'm applying for the same job on different sites. But hey, nobody's calling me back anyway, so I don't really care. So yeah, I got to study today. I got to look for work today. I did look for work the other weeks, but I did not spend a lot of time doing it because I didn't feel good. I'm going to be honest. I just found 3 top good positions that I would like to have, and then I just applied for the first 3 that I found. So it felt good to be able to study a little bit to get back sort of into a normal routine. But what I was going to say about this morning's workout is, it's funny how the little things are like, oh, I am really getting better, because we're about halfway through the workout and I was like, I'm still really kind of struggling more than I would like to be struggling, more than I would typically struggle during the workout. Then I was like, oh, I'm getting hot. I think I'm about to start to sweat. And then I started to sweat, and then I had to turn my fan on, my ceiling fan, which is a joke in the sort of boot camp fit squad thing about how long will I last before I have to turn on my fan. It's normally not very long. It's normally about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, fan's coming on already. Dad, go. This is going to be a sweaty one. But then it made me realize that I hadn't even been able to work up to a sweat to need my overhead fan in weeks. So that was nice to be able to need the fan for workout again. I mean, it still wasn't great. A lot of the like sumo squats, lateral lunges, things like that are still, anything where my legs are extra wide are still not comfortable, just because there's wounds there. Well, now there are wounds because they're all open and draining, which is good because that makes me feel a lot better. But now I have open wounds, so I just have to be careful with them, because I don't want any infections or things like that. Anyway, so I'm still having to do some modifications for some certain things. I just don't lunge as deep, or I don't do the move at all and just do something else. Like for some reason, kettlebell swings, I cannot do. Whoa, I tried to do a kettlebell swing and it was not a good experience pain-wise. So we've been skipping those for the last couple of days. But even though being sick is no fun, it was kind of a good reminder to me that feeling good feels good, and you want to do more of that, and you don't want to be scared of, how big or little you are. Just be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself that you can be. And like I talked about last night, it's eating the foods in the appropriate amounts that fuel your body, and then moving that body. So I was not eating foods in the appropriate amounts that fueled my body over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I was moving my body. But in hindsight, and that's sort of what I talked about that last night too, and I didn't go into too much specific because I knew I'd talk a little bit about it again today, is, oh, I forgot. What was I going to talk about? Not talk about yesterday, so I could talk about today. Oh, dang it, Misty. I intentionally saved a topic, was about to bring it up, and then forgot what it was. That's okay. Maybe we'll come back around to it. What was I going to say? My brain's definitely sharper, but that's not always a good thing because I got so many things going on in my brain right now. I'm having trouble keeping track. What was I going to say? What did you hold off from yesterday? Feeling better feels good. Eat the foods in the right amounts. I did not eat the right amounts of foods. Oh, yeah. So, because what I talked about yesterday, now I remember. Sorry, I had to circle back around on where I was. Is why I know that food doesn't make me feel the best. I know it probably made me feel worse in some respects. It definitely didn't make me feel better, but I ate it anyway because that was what my brain would eat. And at some point, I know I need calories over nothing, but the right calories are important. And yet, still, my brain was like, no, have rice. No, buy you some potatoes. Why? Why, brain? Why? It's like my sick brain couldn't tell myself, you want to feel better, don't do that. But now I'm well enough that I know that I want to feel better. So I still want rice today. I'm not very hungry. I don't want to eat. I'm not in as much pain. I'm not as congested. I'm struggling with food at the moment. Um, but we're not going to eat rice today. I've had meatballs. I had a turkey sandwich with some of those simple meals. Simple meals, if you need like a gluten free cracker, but you don't mind a little bit higher carb, they have some good varieties, but they have this new popped cheddar one. I swear it's like a goldfish cracker. Man, they're so good. So I had a turkey sandwich with some of those, and then I had some meatballs. And then I'll have dinner. Uh, and those foods make me feel good. Meats, I'll probably have meat and vegetable for dinner is what I'm thinking. I'll probably just put a bowl of vegetables in and then maybe eat some chicken on the side because I already have some chicken. Or no, do I have pork? I think I have pork actually. Whatever meat it is, it's in the refrigerator right now. I can't remember if it's chicken or pork. I may actually have a little bit of both. Anyway, I'll have some meat and some vegetable tonight too to round it out. Um, oh, hey, Gina. Well, thanks for letting me know that you're here. It's always nice to know that y'all are actually here. Even if you don't comment, which I totally can understand, feel free to lurk in the background. But I do like knowing y'all are here just because it makes me feel good that y'all are here chatting with me. So, speaking of y'all being here for me and things like that, let's go ahead and get into the next area of focus. So, my word for 2025 is focus. I also believe, so I don't set any, I was going to say regulations. It's not regulations and it's not traditions. What is the word that I'm looking for? Oh no. Resolutions. I don't set any resolutions. Lori, your punctuation is all over the place tonight. What's, well, I can't get a punctuation straight. Yes, it's really Gina. um, y'all are making me laugh. And that's why I like having y'all as my friends here because y'all make me laugh and y'all are a good time for me. But so 2025, my word of the year is focus. But I wanted to dive into that a little bit more because I had said that on Deanna's live stream, and she's like, "Well, what is focus? What are you focusing on?" Because she knows me, and she knows like I know you have more than just a word. Like you have goals to meet that word, right? So it's weird to think of like it's not really a goal, right? And you can't really meet a goal of a word, but you also can. So that's sort of what I do, right? I set a word that I set my intentions towards. I was going to say my focus on. That's where it is this year. So I wanted to kind of break down this year where my areas of focus are, right? So we talked about fat loss, the foods that I'll eat, the fitness that I want to do. And then I mentioned last night what next week's will be. But tonight I wanted to talk about family and friends because it's important to me. And I want it to be an area of focus because I love that y'all love me. I really do. I appreciate it more than y'all know, and I don't understand it for a minute. I don't understand. I don't. I I know y'all disagree, and y'all are my friends. So technically, I should say that I'm wrong. But I know that in my heart of hearts, I'm not the best friend that I could be. Um, and it's I want to try to find a way that to explain it that's also tactful, right? Because in some ways it's just a selfish thing. Like it's it's not that I'm not thinking about y'all, and it's not that I don't wonder how you're doing, and it's not that I, don't care about your progress. I'm just not the person to reach out and ask you that. I don't ask questions. I don't ask follow-up questions unless that's the situation that I'm in, right? Unless I'm in a situation like at work, I was known for follow-up questions. But generally, if you want to tell me something, I'll take what you tell me at face value. And if we're having a conversation, then I may ask some questions, right? But for the most part, if somebody tells me something, I just take that and I go with it. Like Amy had told me she was having surgery. Mary had about 3 or 4 questions. I was like, she's having surgery. That's all that I know. I didn't ask any questions. She told me she was having surgery. I felt like if she wanted to tell me more than that, she could. But that's a me thing, right? That I just don't. It's not that I don't care about y'all. It's not even that I don't want to know. It's that I don't want to ask. And I don't know why. It like my mom, mama, I love you so much. My mama is so great, and that was the smartest move you've ever made, was to make a family group chat with me and my brother, because otherwise my brother and I just would not talk to each other. And here's the thing, I love that little turkey head more than anything. I think my brother is the bee's knees. He's so cool. He really is. He's a fart head, but he's mine, and I love him to death. And I could go a year without talking to him, and really that'd be okay. If he needed me to know something, if something was going on that he needed to share, he would call me and tell me, or he would text me. And so if he doesn't, then I don't worry. And I just let him go on and live his life. But then part of me knows that if you don't tell people you love them, and if you don't show them you love them, how could they possibly know? Well, probably because they do. Because I think my brother is the same way as I am. I think he loves me to death. I think he thinks I'm cool. He probably also thinks I'm a farthead, but that's okay. I am. But he also doesn't call me, and that never hurts my feelings. Like, I remember my mom telling me something. Well, not telling me, but her mom had basically said, "You never call." And so my mom's response was, "Neither do you." Touche. Like, what can you say to that? Touche, you're right. I also don't call you. Mom says maybe you're the only one who understands me. You may be the only one who understands me. Because if you didn't put me in a group text with Chad, I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't have any idea. I only know what's going on in his life because you asked me. Did Chad tell you about this? No. But if you ask Chad, did Misty tell you about this? I can already tell you the answer is going to be no, because I had talked to him. And I feel that's the way that I am with a lot of people. Like, there are a lot of people that I think about all the time. I just don't ever tell you. I don't ever ask. And sometimes when people ask me a lot of questions, I start to get annoyed. Like, just let me be alone for a minute. Can I have my quiet time? So I don't know what that is. I don't know if anyone else does that or feels that way. Like, there are some people who are like Cheryl and Mary. Y'all are the best, man. Y'all check on me every day. Y'all talk to me every day. Y'all want to know how I'm doing. I love that. I really do. I'm not that person. If y'all were messaging me every day, we would not be talking every day. That's just the truth. It's the truth. But I don't want to be that way. I want to try. So, like, I've been trying to text people and check on them and see how they're doing. Or I've been trying, now I'm in the group chat with my brother, so now I get to see how he's doing. Thanks again for that, Mom. Um, yeah, maybe one day we'll share, Mom. Letting you know you can ask you anything anytime. Yeah, Cheryl. No, I know you're the sweetest. You and Mary both. Like I said, I talk to y'all every day, but that's because y'all talk to me every day. Because to be honest, if my mom didn't message me every day, I'm not messaging her. In fact, but she also knows. Like there was one day she messaged me and I just wasn't feeling good, and I don't remember if I didn't see the text that day or whatever, but I did not respond. I might have been asleep. I don't even remember. I just remember her being like sending me a separate message, being like, "Hello, are you there? Like you're not responding in the other chat." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm barely here, but I am alive and I'm here, right?" But she knew, like, "Hey, I sent you a message. You didn't say anything. I'm gonna follow up on you, right?" So if I don't text my mom for a couple of days, she texts me because it goes in both ways, right? And so I feel a lot of communication comes at me, and I'm not always the best at giving that information back. And it's not that I don't love you, and it's not that I don't care about you, and it's not that I don't have time to do it. It's not that I don't have the skills to do it. It's just not something that I do. It's just not something I've ever done. Like it's just not who I am. I'm just not that person to ask how your day's going, to check on you, to, see if you're feeling better, to, see how your job's going, to see how I'm just not that person. Well, let me back up. I was not that person. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to focus on family and friends because y'all are important to me. Even though I say I could do it without you, I could. That is the truth. I cannot deny that I could do it without you. I would not want to. It would not be as fun. And I don't know that I would have stuck to it as consistently if it wasn't for y'all. If it wasn't for Cheryl's birthday Tuesday, I wouldn't have done a workout on Tuesday. That's 100% sure. So that was just one way, right? But meeting all of y'all, being able to meet several of y'all, being able to do these live streams with y'all. For those of you who have channels, I get to watch and follow along with what you're doing, share your successes, share your failures, share your ongoing story, right? Yeah, you can hear them. I don't know what they're. It's just Ruby. Ruby's the only one chatting because Barnum is asleep right here. But little sister's. I don't even think the blinds are open right now. I think I already closed the blinds earlier. Who knows what she's barking at? It's Ruru. She just bark to bark. So, because here's one of the things, and while I've been thinking about it, one is I want y'all to know that I love you. all just in general, but also some of you specifically. And the only way you're going to know that is if I initiate conversation or if I talk to you. So I'm normally pretty good. I don't think I have ghosted my Discord in a long, long time. I mean, I may go like all afternoon and wait until the evening until I say anything. And I may only post like once or twice a day. But the more that I think about where I want to go with my future, it's dealing with people. And people scare me. That's just the truth. I know you might think that's silly, but people make me nervous. And all I want to do is help them. But in order to help people, do you know what you have to do? You have to talk to them. So the good news is for me, when it comes to fitness, I can talk to anybody about that. Let's talk about that all day, every day. I can do that let's till the cows come home. Let's talk about some health and fitness, right? And that is the field that I want to go into, and that is predominantly what I will be talking about. But the point is in order to help new people, I have to meet new people, and meeting new people is really frightening for me. I didn't plan on that making me cry. Sorry. Hey, Jocelyn, made it to the live stream. It's good to see you here, Jocelyn. Thanks for posting a comment to let me know you're here. But yeah, so people make me nervous. It's just, unless I turn on that part of my brain that doesn't care. But the problem is when I turn on that part of my brain that doesn't care, then I don't care. So I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about me. Normally if I turn off the part of my brain that cares, it turns it off for everybody. So now that I'm able to better take care of myself, I'm better able to look after my own mental health, my own physical health. I want to help other people be able to do that. And in order to do that, I need to talk to people and I need to meet people and I need to be able to check on them and just say, hey, how's it going? Um, or just that I was thinking about you today, just randomly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and if you get offended that you get that message, then just get offended because I was still thinking about you, right? So, uh, family is what you're born into, and friends are the family that you make, right? So, I have a good family and I've made a good family. But I know y'all, so I feel comfortable. It always still kind of freaks me out when someone new comments or someone new stops in because I'm like, oh hey, I don't know you. I feel like I have to explain 50 things about myself before you start watching my videos. But the thing is I don't have to do that. I'm not in fact, I think it was to Sherry the other day. She was like, thanks for making me feel normal. Girl, woof. I can't tell y'all how many times, and that's why this community has been so important for me, is because y'all will say something or do something. I'll be like, oh, thank God. Thank God it's not just me. Or I'll be talking about something. And I'm like, I don't know if anybody understands. There's normally always at least one or two people that go, yeah, I get that. I've been there, done that, feel that, understand. Um, uh, let's see. Gina says, start with your walking group, carry a non-fitness conversation with follow-up questions. I walk with the same two girls. It's not really, I mean, it's a walking group, but there's only three of us and I know them very well and I have no problems talking to them. And the thing and here's the other part of that too, Gina, is if I am in a situation where I am uncomfortable, I'm probably going to be overly talkative. You're probably not going to be able to get me to stop talking. And I will carry on a conversation with you, and it will be a back and forth, and you will give me so much information about yourself, and I will leave that meeting and probably not even know your name. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I have great conversations with people and then leave and just like forget it. I don't even have any idea what we talked about. Yeah, I met you as a stranger. I mean, we'd been talking on Discord and through comments and stuff, so you weren't exactly a stranger, but I had never met you in person. But I didn't feel too weird about that because I had talked to you online at least. But like just go into like, because I know there are group walks that people probably do. I told myself I would try to find some group activity and participate in. I haven't done it yet. I don't know when it'll be. It's really. And the thing is I think I'm pretty likable. People generally like me. They're drawn to me. They find me entertaining. And I just, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how social normities work and that I'm just going to screw it all up. But at the end of the day, the only way I'm going to be able to help people is by talking to people and actually caring about their answers, not just having the conversation to have the conversation because it's the social norm, but to actually care about what the other person is talking about, to be invested in what they're saying, and to remember that information so that I can carry it with me to help them in the future with different things, right? Because Kirsten will bring up something. Well, you have to remember when you did this, or remember this, how you felt about this back then, or like she brings up things that I might have forgotten, or tells me things that I can look forward to. We'll just think, if you continue down this path, this is where you could lead, right? Those are the types of things that I want to do. Oh, Chris has to go. Good night, Chris. Have a good evening. Yep, we'll see Cheryl tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central. So one of the ways that I'm going to focus this year is focus on family and friends. My mom helped me out a lot, because I was just going to try to message Chad every once in a while, and because that's the only thing I could do differently, right, is to just let people know that I'm thinking about them. So if you randomly get a message from me that I'm thinking about you, or if I comment on your video or stop by your live stream, that's obvious. To me, that means that I'm thinking about you. I'm there. I had to think about it to be there. And sometimes I think that's just not the way other people's brains think about it, right? I think a lot of people in that regard do. Obviously, I thought about it because I'm there at your live stream. And that's why it means a lot to me that y'all come to these live streams, especially for the last few weeks where they've sort of been all over the place and not at their normal time. But I want to focus on my family and friends. Y'all deserve it. And now that I have focused well on myself for the last 5 years, there are still, of course, areas of focus for myself. But one of the areas that I want to focus on is with my family and friends, and building better relationships, stronger relationships, not being scared of people thinking that I'm weird. Because you know what? If they think I'm weird, they're right. They're not wrong about it. So why would I be bothered that they thought right? I'll be like, man, you picked up on that quick. I am. I don't know. I just want to be normal sometimes. Y'all ever want that? You just kind of want to be normal some of the time? Or at least know how it works. Because sometimes I don't feel like I know how it works. A lot of times. But I'm also smart enough to understand social situations. I know I am weird. I was like, well, you would be right. Maybe that wasn't the best word to use. Yeah, I think a lot of y'all do understand normal, Cheryl. More than me. But that's okay, because we can all also be weird. That's why maybe weird wasn't the best word to use. And normal is not the best word to use either, because normal compared to what, right? It's, yeah, exactly. What is normal? Normal is just the typical, right? So I want to know how other people are thinking, because I don't always understand it. And I won't understand it unless I ask. So I will ask people sometimes, like, Amy's normally the person that I will do that for. I'm like, hey, Amy, this happened. Why on earth would that ever be a thing? Like, I can't even, like, when it comes to thief, like stealing and things like that, like cheating the system, I would find those people at work. But it always shocked me. And two, I was like, they probably got that over on me a bunch of times, because I would have just never thought to cheat in that manner. Like, you spent so much time figuring out how to cheat it when you could have just learned it and passed. But whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so one of my areas of focus for this year is going to be to focus more on friends and family, spending time with them, checking in on them, being honest with feedback that I give them. I can only say I'm good so many times before it's obviously not true. But a lot of times I don't know how to answer those questions, which is also part of the struggle. People ask me how I'm feeling compared to what I feel today. I feel today. I feel today years old. I feel today healthy. I feel today. I mean, that's all that I like. I don't know. My brain is just like, I don't know how to answer that question. So you have to compare it, right? So compared to yesterday, I feel better. So I feel better than yesterday. We all need shirts saying we like weird. Yeah. I have one of the magnets that I have. It says I love dorks, because dork is typically the word I would actually use to describe myself. I am a dork, but I love that about myself. I'm a nerdy dork, and that's okay. Um, but yeah, so in order to help people, I have to talk to people, and in order to really do that, you need to be able to foster relationships with people. And I don't think that I'm bad at it by any means. Obviously, I've met all of you lovely people who show up for me and support me endlessly. Um, Even on the days that I feel that I don't deserve it, I appreciate that y'all are here. Um, and I hope that you feel that way about me. That's the thing. It's like, I want y'all to know that I'm thinking about you. I want you to know that I would be there for you for whatever. If you ever need to message me, message me. I know I say it all the time, right? But I do actually mean it. But sometimes, in order to have someone do something, someone else needs to be the instigator. And I know that because that's normally how it works for me. I'm not going to talk to you unless you talk to me first. Like, even on Facebook. Hey, Camille, if you're watching this on the replay, maybe I'll friend you on Facebook. Probably not, but maybe. You never know. I've never added a friend on Facebook. I only accept people who ask to be my friend that I actually know or have met through YouTube. So I might not actually physically know you, but I know who you are on YouTube, right? But I've never sent a friend request. That's just not a thing that I do. Right? It's just, why is that not a thing that I do? I don't know. Because if I want to talk to you, I'm just going to talk to you. If I want to talk to you, you will know it because I will just talk to you. But sometimes you can be thinking about somebody and tell them that too. You never know when somebody might need to hear it. You might not know, we're all weird and we all need to remember it and show it and know that we're not alone. Yeah, one of us. We're crazy out here, but I love it. Um, so it's just using those. I don't know. I guess it just feels like, I think this is a therapy session. Thank you for being here for my therapy. Y'all are my therapists. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are free. It's the best price for therapy you can get. Work out some live streams. Hey, do it. F it up in 2025. Uh, Gina says she would drive me bonkers. You'd be surprised. I'm really like, I mean, I'm like this all the time. This is just me all the time. I'm a lot quieter if I'm by myself because I don't have anybody to talk to, but it really takes a lot to get on my nerves. You really kind of got to be the worst. Most people, I can deal with most people. Most people don't. I like people. That's the thing. I like people. I find people so interesting. I think humanity is just an amazing thing. And it's one of the scariest pieces of living out there for me. And yet all I want to do is help people. And I struggle with it so hard because it's so scary. Don't do that, Misty. Why are you scared? Why? Because people think you're weird? Because people think you're not typical like they are? Who cares? I'm different in a whole lot of ways. A whole lot of people would say I don't even look like a fitness person. That's okay. You don't have to think that I am. I am. And I can show you all the things that I've done and I can help you move. Like I said last night, I can't put the food in your body, but I can help you learn how to move your body. And seeing as how I believe that's pretty much one of the only two things you kind of need to do to, to get your body in shape, right? You also have all the mental work. And believe me, the mental work is still 90% of it. But eating the foods that fuel your body and moving that body is what is needed for your body to feel its best. And I want everybody to feel their best because I don't want people to be passively killing themselves like I was. Now, if you choose the food just because you know it won't make you feel good and you're okay with that and you want it anyway, do it. That's what I was doing the last 2 weeks. But in hindsight, would I have felt a little bit better if I didn't? Yeah. Would I have healed any faster? Maybe not. But I think on all of those days, I would have felt a little bit better and not as rough. Um, but I did keep moving my body to the amount that I could, right? So help where you can help. And one of the ways that I can help is to get people excited about moving their body and get excited about finding the foods that work the best for them. So share that. Um, and that's what I'm going to be working on. That's one of my areas of focus. So if you randomly get a message from me, if I have a way to message you and you randomly get a message from me, you'll know it's working. Mom, you already kind of fixed us because I talked to you already, but I was gonna, like I said, try to message Chad every once in a while. But now I get to talk to him most days. So you kind of fixed that one for me. Maybe I should extend it to other family. That's what I'll do too. I need to call the girls. I love the girls. I don't call them either. I think about them all the time. I don't call them and tell them. I'm so excited. Natalie's graduated. You know what? Let me show y'all. Hold on. Hold on. It's right here. I was looking at it earlier. In fact, I was looking at it earlier today. That's why I know right where it is. Because I keep it on my desk. Look at this, guys. Can y'all believe it? Look at the back. Look at her, how cute. That's her kindergarten graduation. I love this kid so much. Maybe you should tell her. I don't know. I think she loves me. I don't. And I think that's part of the problem is I think that's why I said it's maybe a little bit selfish. Like, I just assume people are thinking about me and hoping that I'm doing good. And I don't need you to tell me. But it's nice. It's still nice. So yeah, so that's going to be one of my areas of focus is focusing on friends and family and building those relationships and making new relationships. Being, I'm pretty open and honest about everything up to an extent, I don't ever lie. I just don't always share everything, right? But this is only a snippet of my life that you see, right? And so there are pieces and things about me, like my mom says, that maybe only she knows. Maybe a few other people know too, Mom, but because I have talked about it a couple times. Anyway, it makes it sound like a secret, and it's not. It's just something I don't talk about, and I'm not going to. At least not right now. Maybe I will, like she says, sometime in the future. If I think it'll be helpful for anyone, including myself. And right now, I just don't think that it will be. But yeah, so we're going to focus on fat loss. We're not going to worry about how little we get. We're just going to focus on getting strong and feeling good. We're going to focus on food that makes us feel our best, that fuels our body. We're going to focus on fitness because you got to move that body. And that's the field of work that I want to go into. I want to focus on family and friends and building those relationships and making new relationships. And then I already told y'all last night, so spoiler alert, next week's last area of focus is faith. Religious and otherwise. So we'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow night, or next Monday night, I should say. Gina says, maybe set a day to call them. You call your auntie every Tuesday. That's a good idea. Maybe have but see, does that, because then I feel like, so here's the thing, Gina, let's talk it out real fast. Are y'all talking through it with me? Because you can tell me how you would feel. Like, I feel like I mean, is that like an acceptable thing to do? Like, I'm gonna check on you every Tuesday. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can just have this be my check-in date, because then I feel like you've become a checklist. Like, I'm just calling you on Tuesday because it's Tuesday, and that's what I'm supposed to do on Tuesday. It's kind of like Valentine's Day. You're supposed to tell people you love them all the time, not just on Valentine's Day. You should be thankful that people are alive every day, not just on their birthday. So, like, I get the idea of this celebration, right? But also kind of like, what's the point of this one day? Like, I get it. It's commercial marketing. It's really what it is. But, like, I get it. Hey, Denise is here. Thanks for stopping by, Denise. Oh, you're already back. Oh, and your son won a basketball game. That's wonderful. I think chat has been good. I may or may not have cried once or twice accidentally. I didn't realize I was going to make myself cry, but people be scary. And the thought of having to talk to a lot of people is so exciting and so overwhelming. It makes my brain want to just shut off. It just does not even want to think about. Like, what am I going to do when I get one of these jobs? Well, no. But the thing is once I get one of these jobs, I can flip that on. I know I have that work persona that can do that, right? But I don't want it to be a work persona. I want to. I guess that's part of what my problem is. Again, thank you for being my therapist. I feel like that's my work identity. I don't feel like that's who I am. I feel like I can do those things. I have those skills. And some of you do think that I'm a very good friend, which I appreciate because I do. I want to be a good friend. I just don't always know the best way how. So if there's something that I can do that you think would be a good friend, like calling you every Tuesday, let me know, right? Like, those are the types of things, like, I don't know. Is that I mean, I've heard of that. Like, I call this person every Saturday, and that's just the thing that we do. Crying can be good, you're told. It definitely can be good. I can tell you that. It feels great most of the time. If I cry, I'm a crier though. I'm a Cancer baby. We're criers. We're real emotional people, just in general, is what they say. It happens to also be true for me. But is that like, it's cool to, because I don't want it to feel like a checklist, and I feel like if I do like I'm gonna call mom every Monday, Chad every Tuesday, Natalie every Wednesday, it's like, all right, if I make Monday my check-in day, and on Monday I check in on everybody, like, eventually everybody's gonna figure out that's only on Monday. Like, then it becomes like a work task, and I don't want it to feel that way. But I also have been thinking maybe I just need to feel that way about it until it becomes. Because here's the thing: is I identify as a worker, but only when I'm working. Like, I don't see me as that person when I don't have a job to do. Cassandra says it totally won't feel that way as you do it. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm sure it's all in my head. I'm sure I will love it. It'll be great. It'll be fabulous. People will like what I can do to help them. I'm sure all those things are true. But I need to put focus on it. I need to make it a priority in my life to make sure that the people that are important know that they're important, and that like I said, I want to try to do a few I don't think I said exactly, but I want to do a few volunteer things, because I did my first one with Natasha. Maybe I can do another one with Natasha or somebody else. And then maybe, like, go to a random group walk or something by myself. Just me. Because if I could take Mary and Natasha with me, I could go anywhere. I would say Amy, but she's not walking right now. She's recovering though very nicely though. I need to, again, I haven't checked on her today. I've been thinking about her. I hope she's doing well. I don't know. I haven't checked on her. I will check on her after work though. Amy is one of the people that I do check on. But most of the time she calls me. That's still true, but it's fine. So yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for our hour. We will just end it at that with our areas of focus on our word for 2025, which is focus. Lots to do, lots to see, lots of people to meet, lots of places to go. And really, I am excited for it, but it is scary. It just is. That's the truth. And that's what I tell y'all. I might not tell y'all everything, but everything I do tell you is the truth about it. Um, so if you're free tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, go see Cheryl's place where she's going to do an interview with our friend Will at the Grind with Will. I do plan on putting out videos, sort of like a series that I have in my mind. Those will probably start tomorrow. They'll start tomorrow. The plan is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I might increase it or I might change the days at some point, but Tuesday and Thursday was my typical upload schedule. They'll be very short, 1 to 3 minutes maximum. Just little fitness tips and things. So that's going to do it for this evening. Otherwise, I will, if I don't see you in the comments on one of those videos, hopefully I'll see you here next Monday night at 5 p.m. Central. So like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. These people scary to you? And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Have a great week, everybody. I love y'all.